Young makers, welcome to Boxitecture. Now you might be asking yourself, what is Boxitecture? Let me explain. I found that I had a lot of cardboard, and then I read this wonderful book called Boxitecture by Kim Smith, where the main character makes some pretty cool things like castles all out of cardboard. I decided that I should try my hand at making a castle or two out of all of the cardboard materials that I had at my house. If you want to follow along, here are the materials that you will need: cardboard boxes, toilet paper, paper towel tubes, scissors, tape, pencils, construction paper, and a ruler. For our first project, you're going to want to start out with a cardboard tube. It can be a toilet paper roll. It can be a roll of paper towels that you've finished up, and collect as many of them as you can. And then you're going to also need some scissors. Are you ready? Good. To start out, you're going to want to take one of these and kind of flatten it so you can cut it in half. If you trust your eyes, just kind of estimate where that halfway mark would be, and then cut. And you'll end up with two pretty close to the same size tubes. Okay. Now, we're going to turn them into building blocks. And if you want to be really specific, you can flatten it one way and then flatten it another. And then you'll have the fourths measured out. But you don't have to do this. You can eyeball it if you like and estimate. And you're going to take your scissors and you're going to make a small cut, maybe 3/4 of an inch deep. You can discard these little bits that are left over, and then do that on the opposite side so that it matches. And repeat that at each quarter mark. Okay, so now you have slits on all of the quarters of your tube. Repeat this with all of your half tubes. And if you have a large roll, you can flatten it out and cut it out at about every 2-inch interval. And here you could get 5 of them out of this one tube. As you can see, I've collected a lot of them, and I've cut them all in fourths, and they're not perfect. You just want to basically make sure that they have a decent sized slit about every 90 degrees on your circle. What can I do with these? Let's watch and find out. I'm going to try to build a tower. I start with 4, and I'm going to join them with 1 in the center. These slide in pretty easily. These might be a little bit trickier. So that's one layer, and then I'm going to put another layer on top and just build until I have a tower. As you can see, I've created a tower. And you can still take these bits apart and create new things with them. Or if you get really creative and find lots and lots of tubes that you can use, you can create something bigger. As you can see here, I used a lot of pieces to build an archway. And this is part of a larger fort. And I just used all of the little rolls to stack together to complete the design that I wanted. And now all I have to do is get my action figures ready and maybe add a tower. I started out with 2 pieces of cardboard from opposite sides of the same box so that they're about the same size. And I'm going to cut them to a little bit less, an inch less than the height of a roll of paper towels. I'll need 4 rolls of paper towel tubes if I want towers, or I can make them out of construction paper. So now that I have my 4 walls for my castle, how am I going to get them to stick together? I don't think glue would work by itself, and tape might work, but it may not make it very sturdy.
To create a slot and insert join, you will cut equal but opposite slits into 2 pieces of cardboard that you want to join. Leave enough room for the width of the cardboard.
I'm going to measure an inch, or the width of a ruler, on each side of my 4 walls. So this is the finished product. I've cut out all of the tabs I mentioned. I also decided to cut this out. We'll see how that looks once I put them all together. Now that I have my crenellations, even though that one's not exactly perfect, I'm ready to add my entrance. I'm going to pick this one to be the front, and I'm going to draw an archway here for my entrance. I'm going to save this piece to be my portcullis that opens and closes. Now we're ready to put our pieces together. Let's see how it turns out. So far, I have a pretty good looking castle. Now to add our towers. I've opted to use tape to secure the towers.
Thanks for joining us today. For more inspiration, check out Boxitecture by Kim Smith. Now go make some awesome things of your own. Bye.